mean, that's the result of a good football team that outplayed us in 3 phases, and then it gets out of hand when you're doing the things that we did today, where we didn't help ourselves as well. So it's a laundry list of things. We could go line item by line item if you want, but the long and short of it is we got outplayed, we got outcoached, and we got to go make it right. So, I mean, I feel like it's too often that we've had this conversation with you guys of going back to work on Tuesday and hitting this thing head on and seeing if we can get this thing turned around and against a good Rams team coming in here.
How different does that game feel if you capitalize in the red zone, those 2 second quarter trips?
Well, I mean, that's it's hard to tell if it flips, but you feel like you're right in it. So I mean, it's a story of red zone, them being us not getting stops in the red zone that we need, and then not being able to run the ball inside the 5-yard line. So we need to be better there for sure.
The one, I guess, where Gino fell back. What happened on that?
I think he just got stepped on. You guys might have seen it. I didn't see the either got tripped or got stepped on.
Just big picture, looking at the miscues made today, how did you feel the guys were trying to handle that in the moment? It seemed like obviously Derek and Jaron got into.
Yeah, well, there's some frustration there, and look, our guys they're connected and they have each other's backs, but they are emotional. There's gonna be flare-ups and stuff, so seems like it calmed down, but it wasn't a smart penalty. It's just that's not how we train our guys to attack quarterbacks, and so that wasn't a smart move.
Where's your concern level at now with where the run game is at? This is the second time in, I believe, 3 or 4 games you guys have gone out there with under 2.2 yards per carry. Just can't seem to get anything.
Yeah, I would say it's a major concern. So we got to get it. We got to make it right. If I knew like the one answer, I'd give that to you right now. But it seems like it's a litany of things. So we got to go to work on it. Right now we can't control the tempo of games. So we got to go to work too.
Any update on Draymond Jones?
I think did he come? He finished the game, right? Yeah. We'll see, but I think he finished the game, so we'll kind of take it from there.
Was DK close to playing at all?
I mean, I want to word it in the way of like that. This guy he's only missed 2 games in his career, so I think that speaks for itself on his work ethic, and I know he's trying to do everything humanly possible to play. So, but it became clear kind of later in the week that he wasn't going to be able to go.
How much of an impact? I mean, I guess it's obvious, but how much of an impact seeing it with not having him do you think had on the offense, especially the way they shut down the running game?
No, I mean I mean, you can never replace. I mean, DK Metcalf is 101. But we got a lot of really good. We got players that can play, and so we expect them to go in and execute at a high level. And we need to be able to move the ball on the ground and in the air, and we got to be able to score in the red zone. So, DK wouldn't have been out there in the goal line, on the 1 or 2 yard line.
What'd you kind of make of Ernest's first game with you guys as much as you could?
Tough to tell. I mean, tough to tell right now. I felt like he made some plays out in space. We got to look at the run game on some of those runs that we're getting out, figure out what's going on there.
Some of these games, just how tough is the situations Gino's been in with, whether it's the score or the run game?
Yeah, it's too often that we're in throw mode at the end. Again, it starts with dictating terms to the other team, controlling the game, the pace of the game, taking care of the football. So, yeah, we've put them in tough situations late in game for sure.
Picking off Josh Allen for the first time in 300 pass attempts for him. I mean, what did that kind of mean, I guess, just as far as that moment?
Well, it was a lone kind of bright spot in the game. It felt like we had a chance to really turn the momentum there, and Josh had great technique on that play, and then when he had the opportunity, he took advantage of it. So that was great at the time. It felt like we had a chance to get the thing rolling.
How indicative is or is this not of where you are in this program right now?
I think that's a good question. We talk about stacking wins around here, and when you're going on and off, back and forth, it's frustrating. You want to be able to build on on the good things that we're doing so we can get our program to where we want it to go. And then when you take steps back like today, it's very sobering, it's frustrating. And but, I mean, this is the NFL. And if you don't bring it and have your best against good teams, you're not going to win those games. So our guys know that. And us as coaches, we got to prepare our guys the best we can. We got to call great games. I mean, this whole thing has to keep coming together. So, but time is ticking, as we say. I mean, we're about halfway through the season now. And but you take a step back. I mean, we're right in the thick of it in the division. And this game coming up is going to be a big one.
They seem to really emphasize heavy personnel packages today, extra offensive line in their stuff. Was that something that you guys were geared up for, and what did you think was giving you guys issues? It seemed like you were able to get a lot of big runs out of those packages.
Well, it's something that they've been doing. I mean, they kind of, it was more than they've shown on tape in those situations, but you still have to be ready for it. So I thought we had a solid plan. Probably could have had some more front flexibility on that front to have some more answers, maybe some more movements. So we'll look at it. Those are things we talked about. I thought, you're trying to adjust throughout on seeing where the ball's hitting to see if we can get some anchor points to where we can play it or play blocks better. So there's a combination of not trying to scrap what you have, but also maybe just kind of calm it down. So, but it wasn't good enough, when they went to their Big 12 personnel.
With as up and down as the performances have been, do you even have a good read on whether your best would be as good as Buffalo and compete with Buffalo's? Not know that yet, or do you know that?
No, I think everybody in that field knows our best can compete with them. And look, I mean, Buffalo's a great team. They've been doing this thing for a long time. The record speaks for themselves. They got great players. That is not that's a vote of confidence in our guys, our people.
Anything else?
All right, thank you.
What we doing?
Just how frustrating in general, I guess, is that day, especially kind of all the mistakes you guys made, or on the red zone drives in particular?
Yeah, I mean, extremely frustrating. I thought we prepared really well this week. I thought the guys were dialed in. I thought we had great energy, and obviously it didn't show up on game day today. Like you said, man, we had too many self-inflicted wounds. That's kind of been our story this season. We got down there in the red zone, twice, had a shot at points, and came away with nothing. So, we got 3 points. But, we want to score touchdowns. So those are things that, again, we got to be better at. And, like I said, I'm going to look at myself first and see what I got to do better and take it from there.
How much different does the game feel if you're able to punch the ball in those situations and either tie it up or take a lead early?
Yeah, I think it's a much different game. But hats off to Buffalo. They came in, they beat us at home. Their fans traveled well. It was real loud in there. Kind of felt like we were on the road at times. So they came out, they fought, they beat us. And, we can say we made mistakes, but they capitalized. And so those are things that we got to get better at. And, we got a big week ahead. So, the time is now.
What did happen, I guess, on the one where you fell down on the fourth down? What happened on that play?
Oh, I thought that was pretty obvious. You could pretty much see
right.
it. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
You guys have had to play from behind a number of times here in recent weeks. How challenging has that been to do it as often as you needed to do it here over the last stretch?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, you never want to play from behind, but those are, the cards we're dealt, and you got to do it. We put ourselves in those positions, and so if there's anyone to be frustrated at, it's our own self. So, we can't play from behind. We've shown that we can fight back and get back into games, but you don't want to make a living out of that. So, for us, man, we talk about starting fast, 2 3-and-outs to start the game. That's unacceptable. That's not the standard. Just the way that we started the second half, didn't get points, had a turnover, not the standard. And so when you talk about all the things that we want to do well, I don't think we did any of those today. And so we got to look at ourselves, look in the mirror, and take it from there.
What do you guys need to do these next few days to make sure you get this behind you and move on?
First of all, you got to own it, and you got to learn from it. Each one of these games, whether you win or you lose, it's a lesson to be learned, and that's the main thing, is that we learn these lessons. You never want to go from a game and say, we just put it behind us. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. You got to learn from your mistakes, and you got to own it. And so those are things that I'm going to do personally, and I know our team's going to do as well. And we're going to take it from there, one day at a time.
Anything else?
Thank you.
opponent there, Kobe. Just what was the challenge Buffalo's presenting on offense?
I mean, obviously they run the ball. You know, that's something that we have to continuously work on. But, you know, it's just about execution at the end of the day.
How frustrating it kind of was this, given how well you guys played last week, to
Right.
kind of have this game kind of on the
Right.
end of that?
Extremely frustrating. You know, obviously wanted to come in and keep it rolling. But, you know, like I said, it's about the little things right now that we need to, you know, get done and get right and get fixed so we can continuously win and, you know, keep going.
How far do you guys, or how far do you think you guys are from a team like Buffalo, from the top teams in the league right now?
Not far at all. You know, it's us right now. You know, we're beating ourselves. You know, it's about us. You know, like once we come together and play our style of football, we'll be good.
What was the mood at halftime after given kind of the way the first half ended?
Yeah, I mean, we were good. You know, the game wasn't over. We're going to fight to the end. That's who we are. You know, things are going to happen in a football game. That's part of the sport, but we just got to keep going and keep pushing.
Seeing Josh Jobe get his first pick,
Yeah.
positive move for you guys.
Yeah, 100%. You know, he had a great week of practice. He made a ton of plays. You know, we expected that from him. You know, he stepped up, played big, and I'm extremely happy for him.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.